All right, y'all. The close-up video of the Air Zoom GT Hustle 2. Make sure I got that right. Air Zoom GT Hustle 2. And you know what? I'm going to give you the style code information, the DJ9405-300. And this color is Cyber Vivid Sulfur White. I won't go into all of the close-up, well, not the close-up details, but the details about the, yeah, you know what? I will do that. I'm going to give you that medial look of the shoe, and I'll read the tag to you. The small code is LN2, and the dates of production are 2/17/23 to 04/13/23. I'm going to take these shoes, open the box up, keep them in the picture, see if I see a QC stamp, and there's no QC stamp in this lid, surprisingly enough, but I never did get the Hustle 1. So I never actually did a video of the GT Hustle 1. The shoes are expensive, man. They're $170. I need to make sure I'm turning them while I talk because I don't want you to just stand there, sit here and just look at it and read it. One of the most noticeable things that I want to get into on this shoe, and I'm going to move it up, it has a full-length Zoom Strobel, I think. Matter of fact, give you that medial side while I see if I can pull the insole out. No, it's not a, yeah, it is. It's a Zoom Strobel. So this is going to be hard for me to show you because it's glued down. It's glued down, and I don't want to rip this thing all apart. But you can see the Zoom Strobel underfoot. It doesn't look that full for a Zoom Strobel. That Zoom Strobel doesn't look that thick like it does on the KD. But at 170, I can get why it's 170. Primarily, let's look at materials first. So you got a suede toe, right? And then you have this fused overlay before you get to the mesh at the toe. But this is something interesting. The Curry stopped using what they called Anafoam. So Under Armour quit using Anafoam, and then Nike basically adopted the material. So when I'm going to move this up so you can see it, it is super cushioned around the collar. The tongue has this kind of foam feel to it, and you see a different kind of looking Nike logo. But the rest of this upper is backed with foam. So the construction of the shoe is more like an Under Armour than an Under Armour is now. The Curry itself is all knit. And I think it's a problem for Under Armour that they decided to do that. They probably shouldn't have. They should have stuck with the foam because the Under Armour, the Curry 1, the Curry 2, and the Curry 3 all had foam. And it looked fantastic. But I want you to see this toe box. And also, there's a reflective hit all the way around the shoe, around this collar. So there's a 3M reflective hit all the way around the top of the shoe. The thing looks and feels like nothing I've really seen before. That outsole is bananas. It looks more like a turf than it does a basketball shoe. But if I move that up, you can see clearly that it has these kind of the good old kind of hex V outsole traction, herringbone. That's what it is. I'm sitting up here stammering. It has that herringbone traction on all of these little micro pods. But the cushioning itself is in the Strobel of the shoe. It's in the Strobel of the shoe. And you can see that the outsole is translucent around here on the side. Now, this colorway is called the Talaria. And the Talaria, if you remember Mercury, if you are Roman Greek mythology and Hermes, Hermes, depends on how you pronounce it, Mercury, he had the winged shoes, right? So in those winged shoes, those were Talaria. Now, why they named it that? Why is it this color? I'm not sure. The swoosh itself feels like a synthetic leather, but this is definitely a Durabuck around the toe. It looks like a volleyball. This looks like a court shoe, almost like a Roger Federer court shoe. And then on the inside of it, it's got that GT logo and it's 002. But that's going to be it. I just wanted to make sure I did a video of this shoe so you could see it. And the GT Hustle 2 is $170, so it's kind of steep. But that's the video for the GT Hustle 2. It has a full-length Zoom Strobel. I'm not even positive if the KD has that. I did the video for the ember colored KD, and I'm just going to make sure I get that medial shot in there again. And I'm going to wrap this video up, and I'm going to say straight up, Under Armour needs to go back and take their foam, because Nike is using it on their premier basketball line in this GT Cut series, GT Jump, GT Cut. And it looks great. It looks great. And it's really functional. It was a great material for those Curries. And if they kind of implemented that into the Curry Fox 1, I'm giving it that name before they even give it to them, then it's going to help them tremendously, because the shoes don't look bad. These don't look bad. They kind of give me a vibe of like I think it was a Homer Simpson dunk that kind of looked like this. But that hyperfuse around the toe box, really nice. And the fact that it is a heavier fuse. That's a really heavy fuse. So I'm not even sure. That's a fabric. The black here is a molded TPU at the heel. Once again, the back of the shoe is foam. But this is Durabuck. This is foam. Eyelets are reinforced. It's a solid basketball shoe. Solid basketball shoe. Let's wrap that up with that last shot right there, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Oh, real quick before I go, this shoe was actually created with the input of women versus it being, even though this is a men's shoe and it's in men's sizing, all of the input for the design of the shoe was from women hoopers, female basketball players. I'm stammering because sometimes you just don't know what to say in regard to gender, but input from female athletes on the design of the shoe. So really interesting stuff, man, for the GT Hustle. Memphis Hustle. Anyway, that's it for real. Peace.